Welcome to our follow-up video on this discussion, did the Edomites take on the identity of the Phoenicians? According to Sir Isaac Newton. We're just going to be reading a few comments that we got from that video. What I'll do is I'll scroll down so you can see the comments in full, if you'd like to read the comments in full. I'll just took a few interesting points out. So remember, we did have this older comment. This is from an older video. The Canaanites and the Phoenicians are just the same people. That's why you're getting tripped up. And we said we'll try to stay with the simple approach that the Phoenicians are just Canaanites until we come across something saying something different. And now with this information, did the Edomites take on the identity of the Phoenicians? This element of the Edomites, then maybe it isn't just so simple to leave it this way. But I was also thinking about some of our videos in this playlist. We were speaking about the Hittite wives of Esau intermarrying into the Hittites, and the Hittites are of Canaan. So then, part of the story of Esau will be connected with the Canaanites. So, if we were reading sources that said that, the Edomites were Phoenician, that would be okay, because you could kind of make sense of that, based on that thing we just spoke about. But this source is saying, did they take on the identity of the Phoenicians? That's something deceptive. It's not sources describing them as Phoenician. It's saying they've taken on the identity, and that's what we're trying to think about. I don't know if it's true, but we're just trying to explore this. Let's just think about the foundation that we've covered for Esau with this idea of red. So from the book of Genesis, we learn that Esau's name was changed to Red because he sold his birthright for the red pottage. So this is what's coming to us, directly from the Bible. Why Esau's name was changed to Edom, because of the red pottage. But if Esau takes on the identity of the Phoenicians, it still connects to the word red, but now the reason is different. So that's why, it's very interesting this, if it's true, because it does change the identity. Because to be Phoenician, or to be connected with this word Phoenician, it is about red, but it's something different from the Bible story with the red pottage. So that's why, we're trying to explore this, because, is Edom trying to hide from its past, trying to get away from its past with the stories that are coming to us from the Bible? And if they say we are Phoenician, which is another way of being connected to the word red, it's not the same story that's coming to us from the Bible. It's something different. This word Phoenician is something different. So then it's not being truthful. That's what we're trying to explore. Okay, this comment: Phoenicians encompass lots of people. I don't think they were one phenotype or race. So this is an interesting perspective. Is this word Phoenician like a broad term where many different peoples could come under this umbrella of Phoenician? Or can it be used specifically for one group of people, that person is a Phoenician? And also this comment saying, remember the area of North Africa was a melting pot. So was Phoenicia a melting pot? Is that a nice way to describe it? And we have been speaking about from our playlist, the history of North Africa and the Mediterranean. Maybe a melting pot could be a good description with all those different elements that we've been researching. So thank you for the comments so far. We'll also wait to see if we get some more comments from this video, or if you want to comment on this video, to see if we can keep going with this discussion. But I was just thinking about this page we were working from, the Punic people, the Phoenicians, and it says here, they were a Semitic people. So let's think about this. What does this mean? And we're just going to go with a simple idea that it gives us here. To be a Semite or Semitic means to be derived from Shem, son of Noah. So then it would be saying that the Carthaginians or the Phoenicians are derived from Shem. So that, again, it makes it not straightforward, because this view is saying we must keep it simple. The Phoenicians are Canaanites, but the Canaanites come from Ham. Now it's saying that the Carthaginians are a Semitic people, so that means that coming from Shem. So is that a way to try and make sense of this? Could it be the descendants of Esau and their connection with the Phoenicians bringing this Shemitic influence, because Esau is a Shemite, is of Shem. So I thought that was interesting. So let me know what you think about that. And another way to be thinking about this is also the language of the Phoenicians and the alphabet. But that's not really my area, so I'm not going to go into that, but that could be another way to explore this. So I want to continue thinking about the Edomites, but we're also going to now introduce the Macedonians. I was reading this page, Macedonia, Ancient Macedonia, the Rise of Macedon, and I just thought this was a very interesting paragraph. Let's read this paragraph. Like the Carthaginians and the Spartans, the Macedonians are among the silent people of the ancient Mediterranean basin. Almost everything that we know about them derives from the written accounts of others, and as in the case of the Carthaginians and the Spartans, those written accounts were either not well informed or they were hostile and occasional. So isn't it interesting, these three groups of people mentioned alongside each other? We've just been speaking about the Carthaginians, that it doesn't seem to be straightforward to identify them. And now we also have the Spartans, so a very famous Greek city-state, but is it also going to be difficult to understand the Spartans? And then also the Macedonians. This one could be quite surprising, because you think of the famous history of Alexander the Great and this very famous empire, but then are they going to be very obscure people where it's going to be difficult to understand who they were? Okay, let's go to this page. The ancient Macedonians were not Edomites, and either or the rest of the Greeks were Israelites. Okay, so let's have a look at this. This is from the book of Esther, so it's in the time of the Persian Empire, and the nation of Israel was in great danger because of a character called Haman. Now from the Bible, it describes him as an Agagite, and Agag was a descendant of Amalek. So that would make Haman an Edomite. So I think the Bible is continuing with this story of this animosity and this hatred and the rivalry between Jacob and Esau. But then from the Apocrypha, it describes Haman as a Macedonian. And now this creates a dilemma. So I also wonder why. Why does it have to be a dilemma? Makes me wonder why, when the scholars look at this, they describe it as a dilemma. So it's a dilemma because one source describing Haman as an Edomite, and then another source describing him as a Macedonian. So does that mean the Macedonians were Edomites? And then that creates a dilemma for scholars. Now it does give a solution. It gives a solution that maybe this term Macedonian could mean something else, that it doesn't mean that he really was a Macedonian. It could be a way to show scorn, to describe him as a Macedonian. So you can read that if you'd like to see what they say the solution is, that the Macedonians were not Edomites. So we're going to think about the Macedonians because I also came across this page that said why Macedonia and the Macedonians had never been Greek. So if we think about that, if they'd never been Greek, then who are the Macedonians? Because it is described as a Greek empire, because the Macedonians were spreading Greek culture and Greek language, but they also had a language that was different, distinct. But they were spreading this culture of, let's say, of the Hellenization. We spoke about that word, Hellenization. To spread that Greek culture was known as Hellenization. But then it's saying that they had never been Greek. So who were the Macedonians? And maybe like this is saying that it couldn't be obscure because most of what we know about them is from the accounts of others. So this is that difficult thing about learning and studying history. If we just go back to the Carthaginians. So Rome completely destroyed Carthage. And we know that saying that the winners get to write the history. So Rome would take control of the history of this region. So is that why it makes it difficult for us to try, see what is really going on, what is the truth to this region? Because now it's in the hands of Rome, in that point of history. So that could make it difficult to know about the Carthaginians. But that's interesting that it also speaks about the Spartans and then the Macedonians. So why is it difficult for us to understand the Macedonians and who were the Macedonians? So that's going to be the next few videos, to explore the Macedonians. And we'll continue to think about Edom. So this page saying the Macedonians are not Edomites, and also not wanting to confuse this with the Israelites. So that I'm not going to speak about that directly. But if you would like to add to this discussion, if you do know things and you would like to help, please leave some comments, and we'll keep trying to think about this connection with the Edomites and the Phoenicians. And now we're also going to explore the Macedonians, because if you remember from our previous playlist, the history with the Roman Empire in the Holy Land, we did say there were a few things that we were leaving unanswered. So that's why we're going to explore the Macedonians, to see, can we find some more answers in regards to the Macedonians. So I look forward to doing those videos with you, if we're able to make those videos. Thank you for watching this one, and thank you for the viewers that leave the comments. They do help. Okay, so until the next video, take care.